Before coming to the UCKG, we had loads of problems. We weren't married at the time, we were dating, but loads of problems.
I was lost. I was living, doing everything of the outside world that was wrong, and didn't know what I want. I didn't know where my life was going. So I was just doing the things that people of the world doing.
I was going to school. I also had a part-time job that I did on evenings. Sometimes when I'm off from school, I would be going there. He himself was working an early shift, which he chose to do to support his household with his ex-girlfriend. i.e. he wanted to be able to finish work early so that he can go pick up his son and go spend the rest of the afternoon at her house, which wasn't normal for me. All I would do was argue about it and get upset. Nothing would change. He wouldn't care. He also had an addiction for gaming. He used to play loads of games. So even though he was home with me, he wouldn't spend time with me. He would be on those games. He also used to smoke weed, which is, for me, the way I grew up, this was just bad, really bad. But one day I met this lady from my country, and she was speaking about this church that she was going to. And when I heard that, the way she was speaking and the things she was saying, I said, I need that in my life, because I grew up as a Catholic Christian, you know? And then I wasn't going to church anymore, really, because I didn't see the point. I got baptized. I decided to change my life, and I told him what my decision was. He decided that he would have gotten baptized as well, and a few months later, we also got married. But things didn't get much better. It was still bad. But I was already going to the church. These problems that I was going through in my marriage, it wasn't changing, it got worse. We even had a child, and she was suffering the consequences of it as well, because he wasn't giving her much attention. Although some things had changed with the ex-girlfriend, but there was another problem with gaming and stuff like that. He was giving us no attention at all. And in January last year, I remembered that I wrote a letter, a 14-page letter, of all the bitterness I had, that I was suffering over these problems. And I really wanted to get out, and at the end of the letter was planning for me to really leave. But going to the church, I realized I needed to give God one more chance. And then the campaign came up in June, and I decided, yes, I want to take part in this campaign. It was a campaign of Gideon. I remember that month I was supposed to be applying for my citizenship. And that's the only money he would give me. Like when I need to renew my visas, like my marriage visa, he would give me the money because he felt that he was responsible for that, and that's it. Because otherwise I wouldn't be able to stay here. So that year he gave me the 900 and something pounds to apply for my citizenship. And I said to God that it doesn't make sense. I apply for citizenship to stay in this country with this man who I'm married, and that's the only reason why I'm staying. Here doesn't have anything for me. My whole family is back home. We are very close. I love my family. I don't mind going back. But the only reason I'm here is for him. So there's no point I apply for citizenship and this marriage is not working. So I decided I'm going to sacrifice that £950 he gave me to apply for my citizenship. I fasted every Friday for the whole day until Saturday. Next day, I would fast every Friday. After church, we were on our way home. It was the Sunday after. The Sunday we went to church as well together. And I remember on the bus stop waiting, he took out his wallet and he gave me all his cards, all his bank cards, his credit cards, everything. And he told me, hey, he's giving me full control of our finances. I said, okay, God, you're working. And then everything changed. My daughter started getting attention. He started spending time with her, even so that he would spend one night and teach her alphabet, and the next day she knew all. He would spend another night, he would teach her colors, the next day she knew all. He would spend another night, he would teach her shapes. She would know all the next day. Everything changed. I got attention, he even bought me a car. He is just totally different. And that's what God does.
I'm happy that my wife was very patient for me, because I wasn't thinking of you the way I was supposed to think. You know, just listening you giving this testimony now makes me want to cry, actually. You know, but I'm very happy that you stand up and you fight, because it shows me that you're a very strong woman, and every man needs a strong woman in their life, and I have one here, and I thank God for that.